Hello and welcome to Swift Programming Video. My name is David Thorne. In this video, we're going to be talking about how you can enhance your IoT communication using Bitwise logic. Now, you may have seen some of my other videos where we've talked about the Bitwise operations and also how to send data over the network. In this video, we're going to be talking all about how we can send multiple sensor data using a unsigned integer with 32 bits, and then basically just package it into data here, and then somewhere down here you would do like a network communication, send it over the network. Now this could be a lot more data that you're sending over the network than just 32 bits, but for the sake of arguments in this video, we're just going to be using 32 bits. And for our three arbitrary sensors that we're going to be using, one is going to give us a temperature reading, the other one's going to give us humidity reading, one an absurd battery level reading, and just below here I've just made a little, I think a picture paints 1,000 words is a lot better, and the temperature is then going to be 8 bits. There's going to be 8 zeros, humidity 8 zeros as well, and battery level in the beginning 16 zeros. And when we put that all together, it's going to be 32 zeros. And I've just spaced the different portions of the 32 bits out to show you the temperature is going to go in the far left hand, or the most significant bits, and then followed by 8 bits worth of humidity, and then the remaining 16 bits are going to be there for the battery level. So we now need to show you how you can place this temp in here in the simplest of way. And that's easily done. We just need to extend this packet data by using the OR bitwise operator, and then we're just going to say equals as well. And what this is going to do is we're going to take this temp, which we first need to convert to a unsigned integer with 32 bits. Otherwise, this won't work. And we're going to left shift this here, because at the moment this 255 is sitting somewhere down here, or somewhere down here, right? And what we want to do is we want to basically have this end most significant bit sit down here. Well, we know there's 24 zeros to the left of it, so essentially what we want to do is we want to place 24 zeros to the right hand side of this 8 bits to push it all the way up. So with that said, let's just say 24, and this will then do exactly that. And when we print this out, we'll say packet data and then binary string. It's just a simple extension I've made here. Okay, if you haven't seen any of the other videos, there's the code right now. And when we run this, you'll see that we get a long string of ones and zeros with all ones filled on the other end. That's why I chose 255 to show you that it would fill all of the zeros with inside of this one packet. With that said, we can now come to the next sensor that we're going to place the data in the second portion, and that's then humidity. Using the same knowledge here, we know that we can have 16 zeros to the right hand side of it for it to sit in the right position. With that said, we're going to left shift it 16 zeros to the left, or we're going to take 16 zeros and place it to the far right hand side of these 8 bits. Okay, so when we run this once again, you can see here that we get our initial 8 bits of temperature, and then we get a 0 because I made it 127, so it left this 103, and then the 7 bits here filling up that 127. So now the remaining 16 bits, and the remaining 16 bits, they don't need any zeros placed to the right hand side of it. So basically we just need to place all of these 16 bits inside of here, and we can do that nice and easily by saying this, all right? And that's what's going to happen. We're just going to OR all of these bits to this packet data. And 32,767, is basically going to set all of these ones, it's going to set all of these ones here to, or all these zeros here to 1. So yeah, and I'll just show you, it's a picture paints 1,000 words. And as you can see here, it's done exactly that. So this is a very efficient way of taking all of your sensor data, packaging it down into the size of your packet. Now in this example, it's going to be 32 bits. Now there might be a whole bunch of other configurations that you want to put in there, or other sensor data that you want to put in there, or you want to put, I don't know, there might be other stuff in here, and this might mount up to 64 bits, or you might be putting the data together. But on the other end of the network request, they should know how to then decode all of these bits to place it back into the specific variables or whatever. But that's between you and then the IoT device. Now, on this situation, there could be the likes of an ESP32 at home in your home network. That's the one thing that's attached to the network, and that's the one that receives this actual data through a socket request or a URL session, HTTP request, something like that, or even through Bluetooth. It doesn't really matter what form of communication you used. Ultimately, you're passing the bits across or the bytes across the network. And so you could have an ESP32 at home, and that then in turn communicates to all of the other sensors, either through cables or through Bluetooth or through whatever means that you have through your network. And this, in Swift could be the data that you've sent through your iPhone or your iPad or through your whichever application you have over the network to the ESP32 that's controlling your smart devices at home. It's a very, very basic example, but as you can see here, it doesn't take much code to actually have to do, right? With that said, I hope that you've got something out of this one video. I hope you've learned something from this one video. I'm not a big fan of just making videos about, say, like the Bitwise AND operator, the OR operator. I much prefer making videos where you put them to use in examples. I believe in going by example first and explanation second. So I hope that this video has highlighted to you to what you can use the Swift programming language for, to use the likes of networking, sockets, Bluetooth, or whatever to communicate with iOS devices or IoT devices on your local network. Other than that, if you've got any questions, feedback, or concerns, please do not hesitate to start a conversation in the comment section down below. My name's David Thorne, and I hope you enjoyed this video. See you in the next video. Ciao, ciao, and goodbye.